Pogba, what are you doing? I'm Richard and welcome to A Load of Cobblers, and I can't, start today's podcast without talking about Paul Pogba. What's he doing? Like, what is he doing? There was the majority of United fans are not a big fan of Pogba. I think he's probably split 50-50, and all he's done is split the other 50%. Well, the remaining 50% of people that still liked him and were on his side, just made them look stupid, hasn't he? I need to watch the documentary first and foremost. I'm just going off what I've seen on Twitter at the moment. So you might cancel this video right now and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Nobody knows what they're talking about. They're not in his head. I just think he will see a final edit of that before it goes out. And if that's what's coming out, how can you say that £300,000 is nothing? Now, taken out of context, it might be that a £10,000-15,000 pay rise in that comparison is nothing. Probably right. But did that need to go in? I don't think it did. Is it controversial? Is everybody talking about it? Is that what the reason it was left in? I think that may be the case. I think Pogba is a celebrity first, footballer second, and he's a very good footballer. Not as good as I think he thinks he is. And not as good as maybe some of his fanboys think he is. I think he's a good footballer. I do think he's carried a lot. In the French team, he's carried by Kante and some of the players around him. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a good player. But if you looked at United, there was never any time where he's getting the team by the scruff of the neck and pulling them forward. And I know with United, there's lots of things wrong with that team. So it's not just a Paul Pogba thing. But I just think, what's he doing? What's he playing at? Why? I'd be interested to see if any of you think that, releasing that was a good decision. Some people, I can see United fans on Twitter are putting that they think he's done that to sort of show the ownership, the Glazers and all the things that are wrong with the club. I don't know. He's in lots of interviews. I heard him speak about Jose Mourinho and the reason that their beef started. For me, he's still under contract with United. He's not signed for Juventus yet. He's still there. He's got to show more respect to his employees. It's typical of Paul Pogba, isn't it? I'm a fan of Paul Pogba, but I don't think he's covered himself in any glory now. I think he's made a rod for his back. And yeah, it's a real shame that it's the way it's going to end for him. Was Ferguson right? I think Ferguson probably was right. He didn't like his agent, did he? He didn't like Paul Pogba enough to keep him all those years ago. He let him go. Again, Ferguson normally got it right, didn't he? So, interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Paul Pogba, what you think. I think he's made a massive mistake.